Welcome to Jill's of All Trades podcast. I'm Cinnamon with YouTube channel Cleaning and Organizing with Cinnamon. And today we have Wendy. She is the Executive Director for Habitat for Humanity. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Excited to be here.
So tell us about Habitat for Humanity. I think I asked you this a little bit ago, and I wanted you to go ahead and tell everybody. And by the way, if you're listening to the podcast, you can actually watch the interview on our YouTube channel. It is Jill's of All Trades. So tell us about Habitat for Humanity, and it's not just a local thing. How big is this around everywhere?
Habitat for Humanity is an international organization. We actually are building homes and serving families in 70 countries. By the time we're done talking, about 3 homes will go up somewhere in the world.
Oh, wow.
So it's going on every single minute of every single day. And Habitat for Humanity's goal is to provide safe, affordable shelter for everyone. So that's our vision, is that anybody who wants a home of any kind has one that's safe, has no leaky roofs, and they can afford to stay there, and it's large enough to hold their family. So we work on that in all different ways, shapes, and forms. Here in Findlay and Hancock County, which is where we are based, we serve families by building new homes, by rehabilitating homes. That would be like buying a foreclosure and then rehabbing it, as well as families who already own their home but can't afford to do repairs. We actually will go in and help them with the repairs they need. But those repairs have to be safety and health related. Mm-hmm. Or if you have a family, a lot of our clients are elderly, they might need a bathroom modified or a handicap ramp. So we go in and do all of that kind of work.
So they can just call you guys up and tell you, hey, I now have a little bit of a handicap where it's harder for me. I need these kind of modifications. Can you guys help? And then you guys can take, your funds and go with it, right?
Absolutely. That's exactly how it works. They have to apply, and all families that apply with Habitat, whether it be with home repair or with new homes, have to be of low income or limited means. Mm-hmm. They have to have a willingness to partner, and that's a really key point to Habitat's groundwork and our work all over the world. It's a hand up, it's not a handout. Right. So families are asked to pay what they can pay on an affordability scale. We've had some home repair families where we've subsidized their whole project because they just can't afford it. Right. But some families are able to pay back some cost of the material. And then, as with all our projects, we use volunteers. Volunteers. That's the secret to Habitat, is volunteers coming and helping, providing affordable labor to keep the project affordable for the families.
So say that you couldn't volunteer because you had maybe some what sort I'm thinking of, like ability to, like move around and all that kind of stuff. Would even making meals for the volunteers be a good thing?
That's perfect and a great example. We actually have a lot of the elderly homeowners, when the volunteers come to their home, they make the meal to help say thank you. And all of our families, we call them partner families, have sweat equity to do. So if they're elderly or have limitations, we find a way for them to help. It could be taking a mailing to their home and helping them put the mailing together. They could greet and meet. They can sit here at the Restore and help direct people. They can also cook meals for volunteers that come, and with food they do come. So we always do try to feed our volunteers, and that's all great ways that people can help.
So you did say Restore. So tell, if I'm like listening to this for the first time, I've never heard of Habitat for Humanity, and I hear the word Restore. What is that?
Sure. Restore is our own Habitat for Humanity home improvement store. Mm-hmm. So Habitat's all about serving families. We want to serve more families. So we were trying to find a sustainable income because everything Habitat does is based on donations. Whether it's individuals writing a personal check or giving of their time. We don't receive any federal funds. We aren't a United Way agency, so we had to get pretty creative. So
Right.
you are sitting in our Restore. Restore is an actual arm of Habitat that accepts donations of home improvement items, lumber, toilets, kitchen sinks, anything that might go back into a home,
Right.
which you're in our furniture part of the business. Our showroom, where we accept tables, bedding, as far as hard furniture. We don't accept mattresses, but we accept all the furniture, sofas, chairs, anything that'll go back into a home. And then those items are sold at 50 to 80% of retail, and all those proceeds go into helping us build homes and repair homes for families right here in Hancock County. So folks love it to know that they can keep items out of the landfill that they might have just thrown away, and now they know you can actually come and donate, and your item will go not only to help a family that might be low income and can't afford new. Somebody else's stuff is somebody else's treasure.
Yep.
And that's our mantra around here. And that those items are really put to good use to help us build and repair homes for families.
Right, and I've actually, at one of the houses I was cleaning, she wanted to get rid of, her bed frame, the dresser, the couch, one of the recliners, and I told her about Habitat for Humanity, and you guys will actually go and pick it up too.
We will.
So not only do they get,
service,
somebody who can lift it and, take it out for them, so they don't have to pay for disposal. They're blessing somebody else with it, and it's somebody else who can use it. And she actually had not floorboards, but like baseboards too.
Yep.
And she's like, well, what about those? I'm like, yeah, if it's something that still has a purpose that you can still use. I know that a lot of times, at least I see this, that when people are organizing their house and they get into the mode where they just want to throw everything away, it doesn't matter if it still works or anything, they just want it gone.
No.
If you get into that mode and it's still something that you can use, call Habitat for Humanity. They will come and pick it up. Someone else will be able to use it. So it really is true. Somebody else's, junk is somebody else's treasure. So
that's right.
I love that. I've actually heard a couple of people, my clients, who are like, "Oh my gosh, have you been to that Restore?" So this is actually my first time, outside of work that I've been able to come here. So we'll definitely look at everything too, and just to know the kind of purpose that it goes towards it's fulfilling, it's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing. So
it's awesome. Well, we're here on Tiffin Avenue. We're right next to Cheddar's. So up front, we're in the showroom. This is really furniture, primarily up here. And then we have 10,000 square foot of warehouse in the back. You'll find a lot of repurposers or people who flip homes or are remodeling their own home. Go in there. We're the proud home of the $30 toilet. And all our toilets get cleaned by wonderful volunteers, as well as all our appliances. We have a full appliance center, lots of stoves and refrigerators. The inventory really changes daily, so we encourage you to come in. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. We will pick up 4 to 5 days a week, so you just give our office a call, 419-429-1400, and we'll come and do a free pickup. And we usually can schedule you, if not in the same week, pretty close to it. So
since you are considered one of our Jills of a different type of trade, I have to ask, how long have you been working here?
Sure. I was actually hired as the first staff person for Habitat in Findlay, Hancock County. So I'm showing my gray hairs, but it's been 10 years that I've been blessed to be part of the Habitat family. And I started out part-time as their executive director. My role is to manage the entire organization in partnership with volunteers. So we have a 20-member board of directors that's all local, and my job is to make sure they have all the tools they need to help us do our work. So a normal company or corporation might have a marketing department and might have a sales department and a finance department. Each one of those departments are underneath a board member. So we have a board member that chairs that area. They have 5 or 6 committee members that help them. So we have about 100 leadership volunteers on the ground that run our business. So we have a Restore team of all volunteers that helps our store manager reach out to the community, drive donations in, market, make sure people are aware of what we're doing. We have a whole construction team that oversees all our home building, and they're all volunteers. So we're really blessed. Instead of this, we're this huge corporation that is all driven through leaders sharing their skills and their energy, and we're always looking for leaders who are willing to give of their time.
Right. So when you were talking about the construction workers and everything,
Yes.
so tell us about the construction of the house. Like,
Sure.
where do you get your volunteers? Are they people who, is it part of a community service type thing that, you know, sometimes you're able to get people to volunteer through, or does it count towards that?
Most of we do work with the courts. They folks that have bumps in the road and have community service hours they have to do. Most of that volunteerism is done here at the Restore because we provide such regular hours and regular opportunity. We do 2 new homes a year. We build, and when we build, we go really fast. So we build in the months of June and September, and we start out on a Saturday, and by the end of the next Saturday, 7 days later, the entire exterior of the home is built.
Wow.
So in one day we raise all the walls, the next day we have trusses in the roof, and then shingles, and then siding and windows and doors, and it's done.
Who's the one who puts everything together? Like,
So,
do you have
we have a
for
construction manager on staff.
Okay.
So he makes sure that the volunteers are safe. So he's OSHA certified. We have to follow OSHA rules
Right.
for construction. And then he does all the training of all the volunteer leaders. We call them crew leaders. So anybody with a particular skill, whether they're a siding expert or a roofing expert, we would ask them to come in and help lead a team of about 20 volunteers. So we work for a week, and then we take a week off. The only thing we contract out on the home is plumbing, the heating and furnace, or what we call HVAC, and the flooring, so the vinyl and the carpet that goes in. So all of that, and drywall, sorry, forgot the drywall, gotta make some walls. So all of that happens in 1 week.
Wow.
So we build for a week the entire exterior, we take a week off for the subs to come in, and then we work for another week and the house is done. So we tout 14 volunteer days, 400 volunteers. So we put the house up very, very quickly.
That is awesome.
Most of our partners are corporate partners and church partners. So folks put together a team of 10 or more and come out and work for a 4-hour or 8-hour shift. And that's who puts the home up. So when it comes to building, people are knocking on our door wanting to build more. But with Findlay being what it is, we found the home repair to be a real niche due to the older housing stock.
Right.
A lot of families are just trying to maintain their home and can't. And so the need is actually greater on the home repair side than what it is to put families in a new home that they have. I think it's important to note that, as I mentioned, it's a hand up, not a handout. So the families, it's not a free house. Habitat actually serves as their bank. We give them a 0% interest mortgage for 20 years.
Aww.
They're making monthly mortgage payments back to Habitat, and that's another cyclical way that we serve more families. Our 37 homes that we've built are all making mortgage payments, and that money also helps us fund our programs and what we do to serve more families. So they're really motivated. We've had no foreclosures. All our families are in their homes and succeeding, and they know they're paying it forward to help other families, which I think is really important.
Right. So I know that since you guys do the building and everything during, you said June and September, during the winter months, that's when you basically do the restoring.
Well, Restore's open year-round, so 52 weeks out of the year, and then we rehab homes.
Rehab, yes, that's what I meant, sorry.
And rehab and repair homes anytime. So yes, we do a lot of that over the winter time. We also are working on developing all our partners for the next year. A lot of corporations set their budget in the fall, so we're out visiting a lot of them and making sure Habitat's part of their plans for the upcoming year.
I was going to ask, is there any kind of events or any like yearly type thing that you guys hold in order to raise funds? I mean, I know that you guys have the Restore,
Sure.
you know, year round and stuff, but
We do an auction every other year, and every other year that raises enough money to build a whole house. So it's really exciting. And on the next year, when it's the year off from the auction, that's the year we invite all those people from the auction back to build the house.
Aw.
So that's why it's every other year. We call it the signature event. That'll be coming up in March of 2017.
Okay.
So that's coming up again right around the corner. And we auction off autographed items from celebrities and have a wonderful meal and lots of fun. And so every other year we do that. And then Whirlpool Corporation does a golf outing for us with all their partners, and we get the proceeds from that. So
Oh, that's fabulous.
it's nice. I just show up and golf.
Yeah.
They do all the work on that one.
So, I bet being an executive director, this does demand a lot of your time. How does it work with, your home life and being home?
Well, I'm blessed. I think I found out a long time ago that nonprofit work was where I belong.
What made you want to?
Trial and error.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes from being on the ground and all the people I get to surround myself with. I can go sit with anybody in this community and have a conversation and learn from them. I've had some amazing mentors, especially female mentors, who have paid it forward to me and helped me develop my leadership skills. And just having a passion for the work and seeing the difference that I get to make. The family, I don't have any children, so the families become my families.
Yeah.
And I watch these kids that start out as babies and infants, and I've been around 10 years, so many of them graduate, and I'm invited to the graduation parties,
that's
and
awesome.
to see them succeed and graduate and move on. I think that's my biggest reward, the families and the children. And being on the ground every day and getting to work side by side with them brings a lot of passion to my work. It doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It's all about people and humans, and you don't feel like you're paper pushing. You don't feel like you're selling a product for somebody that you never get to meet or know, and you're making proceeds for somebody else. I get to meet the recipients and see the changes in their life from a home being in their life.
It's a very fulfilling job.
Very fulfilling. So it's nonprofit work, so I become a volunteer myself on many days. You could never get paid enough to do what needs to be done.
Right.
There's a housing issue in Findlay and Hancock County. We're short about 3,000 homes. We've decided on our latest survey for folks who need them and need to be able to afford them, as well as those that are living with other families. We just worked with Hope House, which is another great agency here in town, and they have 83 folks right now for the last 2 months living out of their car or living out of a U-Haul or a rental shelter, or in a shelter or in a tent because it's the summer months. So if people don't know it, it's Hancock County, and we do have a homeless problem, and we do have an affordability problem. The average rent for a 3-bedroom apartment is about $750. If you work at one of our local businesses, you're making about $12 an hour, which is a good starting wage, and you can only afford about $550 to $600 a month.
Right.
So that means as a family, you would have to make a choice. Do I put a roof over my head that I can't afford, and then maybe I can't afford shoes for my kid, or keeping the lights on, or whatever else I need to make my family run. So the issue in Findlay is very much safe and affordable, and we have a great need that needs to be met. So all of that drives me, and there's a never-ending workload to be done. Findlay's my hometown. I was gone for almost 30 years and working and living in Michigan, and I'm just really grateful to be back home and making a difference right here in Findlay.
Okay, I know this is a little off topic, but you just said Michigan, so are you a Michigan fan?
I am
or Ohio
absolutely
State?
a Michigan fan.
Oh, no, I'm just
Absolutely.
kidding.
Wolverines, baby, all the way.
It's okay, I guess we can
Blue
be
and
friends.
gold.
We're both Big
It's
Ten,
okay.
so.
It's all right. I'm not liked by my entire staff and most of my board, and I stand proudly as a Wolverine. So it's
You have
okay.
to. It's okay. We're Cleveland Browns fans, and
Oh,
so
no, that's almost as bad. Yeah. Oh,
that's
goodness.
awesome. So if somebody wanted to, who didn't live in Findlay, Ohio, and who saw this and understands, it's like,
Right.
God's calling me to go ahead and give a donation, where can they find you, and like what can they do to give donations?
If they want to, there's probably a habitat in their area. So if they really want to get involved and see a local impact, they just search habitat.org, and that's our international organization. They type in their zip code, that'll get them right to their local contact.
Okay.
We're habitatfindlay.org. So we have a donate button right on our website. If anybody likes what they hear and wants to contribute, we'll take their donation. So, and put it to good work. If they want to, they can actually get involved after they get their local information. They can get involved locally too, wherever they're at.
I mean, if you ever find yourself saying that you're bored or anything, like, what a great way to spend your time, other than, you know, like, to help other people. There's no better way to, you know. So I actually always have a memory, like a verse. I didn't look up the exact verse, but it does say in the Bible, many hands make light work. And so that would be the verse that I would go over today, because it definitely pertains to your job. You know, the more hands that you have, the lighter your work's going to be. So and you know, when you have a lot of volunteers too, you have so much more fun and things go faster, and it's just so much more helpful. So, well,
time and time again, I hear from our volunteers, you know, I came today to serve. I had no idea I would get more back from this experience than what I gave.
Yeah.
And we are a Christian ministry, so we do pray before every one of our events. Ask God in to keep our volunteers safe, as well as our mission, and oversee everything that we do. Every one of our partner families dedicate their home with prayer and a blessing and a Bible. So God is very much a part of what we're doing, and we believe we're God's hands. He doesn't need us, but we've been blessed with the opportunity to serve with our hands and give back. So
that's wonderful. I'm excited to have been able to interview you, so thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is great.
So Wendy, if you so as an executive director, what all are the different obligations that you have?
Well, I have to work with our board, which I talked a little bit about, but really managing all elements of the business. And I don't think people understand, nor did I, coming in, all the different areas of expertise that I was going to have to try to learn. So, and I know enough just to be dangerous in all of them. But we run a construction business, so we build homes. We run a retail business with the Restore, so we've had to learn that. I've had to learn that. And then we also are a mortgage company, so I actually have to get trained in all elements in the mortgage industry.
Oh, there's a lot too.
There's a lot to that.
Do you have to like have phone conversations with a lot of different, you know, places that give you how often are you on the phone?
All the time. I live on the phone. Unlike millennials and then the text, I live on the phone. I'm a Gen Xer, so I still do everything via phone and personal contact. But we are our own mortgage company, so we actually have to get the training ourselves. So I don't rely on banks in that way, because we're structured very, very differently.
Right.
We're a lot more successful, especially offering a 0% interest.
Yeah.
So our
which
model,
is amazing, by the way.
It's what makes the program work, and we also with the families, we're psychologists and sociologists, and we work with families that might get declined. So all families that are interested in getting services, they can reach out to us to apply, and everything starts with an application, whether it's a new home or a repair. So anybody who might need services, you know, or if you know of someone, send them our way. And we'll have them fill out an application to get started. But it might be no, but it's no, not now. Here's some things that you need to work on. So, for example, we would decline a family if they've had a bankruptcy recently, but once it's passed at least a couple of years, 2 years, we'll reconsider you and take a look. Have you learned from that bump? And what are you doing differently in your journey? And can we help you? So all of our families that receive services receive financial education, home ownership education, how to take care of their home, how to manage their budget, what does their credit mean, how to manage that, how to fix those bumps that are in their credit. So
that's very life altering too, because
very much.
It's not only a blessing to them to get 0% interest, but it's also a huge blessing to them because maybe you're teaching them something that they never learned. I always say in high school and stuff, we should just have a life class. How to keep a job, how to be responsible, how to manage money, how to do all, you know what I mean? Like stuff that every single person goes through, but we don't have a specific class for. So
That's right.
Do you ever have anybody that you've helped? I mean, I know you're still in contact with them because they have like their mortgage and everything like that, but has anybody like come back just to hang out or just to be
All
like,
the
hey,
time.
how are you
In
doing?
fact,
And
a lot of the families do their sweat equity. So new homes have 400 hours they have to do. New home partner families and repair families are anywhere from 10 to 20 hours. And once they volunteered and then receive services, they keep coming back. Many of them live here at the Restore and we can't get rid of them, and they've become family. So as I said, they're all family in different ways. I have grandmas now that I never had and make me blueberry muffins and
that is awesome.
I know, as well as just the children and the other families. And a lot of them are joining our leadership teams and committees and trying to mentor other families who might be going through the program.
And I bet it's really nice for the new people that you have to have those people who have been through it, so they can not only just tell them what to expect from hearsay, but what maybe they went through that other people didn't.
Absolutely, right on, and serve as a mentor in their own way to help them through it. So many families that I hear say, I never applied because I just knew I wouldn't get approved.
Oh, but
so they discount themselves before they ever given themselves some hope and a chance. And so if you're listening, there's hope, and we're here for you, and we'll help you through it. And we're hoping this won't be another no for you, but maybe an actual yes, and could be a life-changing yes.
Right, and I think that there's a lot of hope in it, that it isn't a no, an absolute no. It's very much like when you were saying that you were, you had the opportunity of being in the hands of God by like doing stuff for them. It's also showing mercy, which speaks way louder than anything. And His mercies are renewed every single morning. Thank God, because we all need that. But this shows them that yes, you've messed up before, but we'll still give you that other chance, even when a lot of other people won't. So that's very life-changing, and that's awesome.
We're here, but it's not a handout. So we expect you to partner with us, meet us halfway in the journey, and do what you need to do to put your feet to the ground, and blessings will happen every single time.
All right, and I did have to say that with my cleaning business, I see kids all the time, and my husband and I, we don't have any kids. We have a lot of nieces and nephews, but we don't have any kids of our own. And so just yesterday, I'm like, at my client today, Ella, when I first started working for them, she wouldn't even say 2 words to me. She'd hide behind her mom and stuff. And then today she walked up to me. She's like, we had goldfish today at preschool. Like she just, you know what I mean? She wants to talk to me and everything like that. And I don't know, it's very nice to have a job where you can actually interact with people and make a difference and get to know people, and I don't know, a job that doesn't really feel like a job.
Very, very much. My favorite story is a 4-year-old, same thing. Showed up every morning, mom brought him there. Mom let him meet all the volunteers, and then he went to preschool for the day while Mom stayed and worked on building her home. Aww. And Timmy had asthma, really, really bad asthma, and when we found out, their apartment was reeked with black mold. So we couldn't get them out soon enough, and he actually is a healthy 12-year-old who's a hockey goalie now, and wants to come to all the surprises when we tell a family that they're getting a home and they've been selected. And so even even he has grown up in this, and he wouldn't talk to me at all. And you just love this kid, and you want to hug him and everything else. And he wouldn't talk to me at all. And now he doesn't stop talking. And one morning, 4 years old, sitting there eating a banana, half asleep. It's 7 in the morning. We're getting the day started, and out of the blue, he says, "What are we doing? Let's get this house started. We're burning daylight." And it's just awesome. And I want to take them all home, but we're building them a home, so I'll let them. I agree. It's really, really neat to get the relationship.
It must be very nice to be able to do that in your hometown also.
Yeah.
Do you ever run into anybody that you knew like growing up or anything like that?
I don't recognize them because I'm horrible with that. I graduated from Findlay High School, and people say hi all the time. I'm like, hi. Well, the other thing that happens is I have 400 people on a build, that go through that. They all meet me, and I know them from somewhere, So I just am grateful, and like I said, I can sit down and talk to anybody anytime about habitat, and we'll get along just fine.
Right, and I'm sure nobody judges you for not knowing all their names or anything like that.
Can't do it. I apologize right out of the gate. Can't do it. We put name tags on everybody, so I can try.
Yeah,
at the build, but it still doesn't help me remember them.
You got to do what you got to do, though. So that sounds like a good game plan.
Yeah, it's been 26 houses, 400 volunteers each, so it's quite a few folk that we've been blessed with going through for me. So I haven't been able to. I can't remember them all.
That's
but
awesome.
Glad they were there.
So it being October, have you guys already finished all the houses that you guys
we
are working
have
on
one
this?
more we're finishing. We just dedicated our September new home. So usually a week after we finish with volunteers, we do a big ceremony to say thank you to everybody and have a picnic.
Oh,
so that picnic
cool.
was last Saturday, and then we're working on our first rehab. So we're really excited. We're learning a lot. We're there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings from 4 to 8 this whole month, and Saturday mornings. So there's a crew working across town right now, and so we'll finish that up by Halloween is our hope.
It's probably really nice that it's been good weather, because usually by October in Ohio it's usually really cold.
We purchased a home last December and started some work over the winter, but most of the work's been interior now, so it's been helpful.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us and everything. If you guys want to check out, if you just listen to this podcast, again, it's on YouTube under Jills of All Trades, or if you watch this and you want to hear the interview again, maybe on your way to work, so that you can get that website drilled into your brain when you go visit it later today. It's on www.jillsofalltradespodcast.com. So hope everybody has a wonderful day, and thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye guys.